Hi, on today's episode of Tweaks with Tweek, we're going to take white bread and add cinnamon, and what happens? Pure deliciousness. Join us. Hi, this is Tweek. Today we're going to head back into the kitchen. We're going to tweak the recipe for white bread and add cinnamon, and that gives you deliciousness called cinnamon bread. If you need a refresher on how to make the white bread, click the link here. In the meantime, we'll gather up our supplies and start making this most delicious treat, cinnamon bread. Let's head into the kitchen. We have our ingredients gathered. Flour, yeast, milk and sugar, some salt, making sure that the water is 160 degrees so that the butter, when you add it, will melt evenly. And after you add the butter, you're going to give it a nice stir. Next comes the sugar. Sugar helps to feed the yeast. Stir it up. And some salt. The salt helps to keep the yeast in check. And stir that all together. Finally, we're going to add some milk. Stir it up. Stir, stir, stir. While that is cooling, we're going to get the flour and yeast mixture ready. So you add the flour and the yeast to the bowl. Then mix them up to incorporate them in together. Even the yeast out in the flour a bit. There you go. And when the mixture has cooled to 105 degrees, it's time to add it to the flour mixture. Set your mixer to low and carefully add the moist part and let that incorporate in with the flour for about a minute. Then raise the level up to 2. A little more power, a little more mixing. And then you're going to let that mixer go for 8 minutes. You want to make sure that the dough is pulling away from the bowl, making it look clean. May stick to the bottom. And it's time to get it out. I'm going to dump it on a lightly floured surface. Yep, it's still sticking there. Dough is so fun to work with, just soft and squishy. And now it's time to do some kneading. And that's a process of just pushing gently forward, curling the end back in on itself. And you're going to do this kneading for a few minutes just to get some elasticity into the dough and to soften it. Now it's time to add some olive oil or oil to the bowl. A little bit will go a long ways. You just want to cover the inside of the bowl, but mostly the outside of the dough, and it will rise and have that little bit of oil to help protect it. Goes into the proof box, and you'll wait about an hour. The important thing, we'd like the dough to at least double in size. And this is what it looks like after an hour of proofing. Poof. It deflates down. That's when our grandson likes to come and stick his fingers in it. It's fun stuff. Dough. It's going to flatten down the dough. I'm going to cut it into equal pieces and weigh each piece. You want to try to get them as even as possible so that the loaves are as even as possible. So you curl it up into a ball and weigh it. Do the same with the other side. Take a little away or add a little bit too. Make sure they're as even as you can get them. Using some wax paper, spray some cooking spray on it and let it set on top of the dough and let them rest for about 10 minutes. They need a rest. Okay, there's my favorite part right here, the cinnamon filling. Sugar, cinnamon, vanilla, and salt. Heaven! It's so tasty. So you take your sugar, add in the cinnamon and the vanilla and the salt. This is about when it really starts smelling wonderful. The cinnamon, heaping tablespoons. I like that. Vanilla. Now you're going to want to mix this up. It's going to smell wonderful. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Got it all mixed up? Time to get the dough ready. It's been resting, now it's time to push it around a little bit. Here we go, flatten that thing out. Funny to think it's so flat there and it's going to be this big, tall loaf of delicious bread. This is very much just the way the white bread recipe is. And here's where they diverge because we're going to add the cinnamon to the dough. Time to spray it down, misting it with water. This helps to hold the cinnamon to the dough. And you're going to do half and half. Half the mixture on one side, half on the other. If it seems like a lot, you can never have too much cinnamon, so just go with it. It's going to be perfect. You see where the misting has helped hold the cinnamon in place. You still need to spread it out as evenly as you can. Stay away from the edges. The second spray helps seal it all together. The edges are clear so that you can help roll up the dough. And it still smells fabulous. Here we go. Very carefully. tight as you can, roll the dough towards you. A little bit of a stretch each time it's rolled. And then you're going to tuck the ends in and under. And see, this is where it seals better because the edge was left clear from the cinnamon. You're going to place this seam side down in a lightly oiled pan. Second loaf. Do it again. Pull tight, roll. Fold the edges in. Place the sealed side down in a lightly oiled pan. Ready for the proof box again. If you don't have a proof box, find a nice cozy spot. Place a towel over your dough and let it rise for about 45 minutes. The important thing is that the dough rises an inch above the level of the pan. Time to preheat the oven, 400 degrees for a regular oven. 375 for a convection oven. Are they ready? Yes, they are. Ready to bake. In 25 minutes, oh my goodness, let the deliciousness start. And there you go. They're beautiful, so pretty, smells so good, and you made it yourself. How cool is that? They're almost too pretty to carve into, aren't they? No, I'm going to carve into those. Yum. I'm going to throw a piece in the toaster. And there you have it. Look at this. It's just absolutely... Oh, I wish I could send smell-o-vision to you because it smells delightful. I like it best toasted, and I would ask for butter. But when it's cinnamon toast, I use my own special icing on top. Oh my goodness. And if I wasn't on camera, I'd slather on way more because this is such a delicious treat. One that you will enjoy. And each time you make it, you'll get better at making it. What a lovely thing to share with everybody you care about. So if you like what you've seen here today, and you would if you were here with me, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so that you know when the next episode is coming up. Until then, I'm going to have me some cinnamon bread. I'll see you again.